Hey, you guys, and welcome back. Um, Today's topic is a topic that has been talked about a lot on social media and also all sorts of media. It's the comments about Bill Myers using the N word while interviewing a senator. I forgot what state it was. They were talking, and the senator was telling him about um, they're in the fields. They are, and he has his children in the fields, uh, and he made the senator told Bill that we might need you to come and help us in the field. And at that point, Bill Myers, he looked at him and said, Senator, uh, I'm a house Nigger. And it just shocked. You could tell by the silence in the room. Everyone was shocked of him even saying the N word. And then, almost spontaneously, he said, oh, just casually, oh, it's a joke. And then everybody just start applauding and everything just like, okay, he said it was a joke. It's all right. Well, it's not all right. And he offended a lot of people. And there's a lot of people talking about it. And one of those people that he offended is me. So I wanted to just put my 2 cents in on that, using that word and what that word represents to people of color. Um, First of all, that word is associated with a time in history where people of color was in bondage. They was enslaved. They were beaten. They were hung just because of the color of their skin, and that was the racial slur that they were called. And um, even though uh, a lot of people just say, okay, well, why is the word so offensive? Well, the word is so offensive is because people died uh, being called that name. And it it's a word that just cuts like a knife. And it's not to be used. And just like the N word, there's a lot of things that's associated with that period of time that shouldn't be used. Now I may be getting off the subject, but I just want to do a parallel to let you know the Confederate flag is another. You know, I know there's some white people say that that's their heritage, and they want to fly their flag, and they want to wear it on their t-shirts and on their hats, and they don't know why it offends people of color. Well, you know now. That does offend people of color, just like the N word, because it represents a part where we were second class citizens. We were not even thought of as human beings. So um, that's why the word is so offensive to people of color. And I think if everyone would, you know, understand that, I I don't see why it should be used. I know you say, well, you all use it, and I'm not saying that, just because you're black, you can say it, but if you're non-black, you can't say it. Not saying that. I feel that no one should say that word. Um, no one. And that's how I feel. And I've taught my children also to feel that way. I was talking to a Caucasian friend of mine, and she has had a biracial grandson, and love him to death. And um, she lives in a southern rural town where I think maybe 1% or less than 1% is people of color, and the 99% is white. And I remember when he was starting school, she told me, she said, "Well, I told him that he's going to hear the N word a lot. He's going to hear it a lot, and people are going to call him that. But he just should ignore it. That word doesn't mean anything." And I thought that was so, and also shared my thoughts with her. I said, "Oh no." I mean, for her to tell her grandchild to tolerate this word, I don't think she realizes. I mean, to her, he is biracial, meaning he's white and black. He just looks black, but he's biracial. But, when someone sees him, they're seeing black. And all of the racism toward people of color, their children are going to have to endure as well. So I think this is the way I feel. I feel no one should be degraded. No one should feel second class. No one. Sh- I wouldn't have told my grandson that. I would have told him, as I tell my children who are black. I told them how strongly that word is, how offensive it is, and if anyone should use that racial slur towards them, they should tell someone, an adult, someone is authoritative, whether that be the police, whether if it's at school, it's the principal. I mean, you don't have to tolerate that. And it's sad that our children are still faced with that word. I mean, people. This racism is so broadened these days. When I went to school in the 80s, I mean, I didn't, I can say I never heard that word. That word was not used. And I went to a predominantly white school, and that word was never used. But now, with my children going to school, I mean, uh, they've even had it written on outside of the school um, receptacle, and no one covers it up. So racism used to be hidden, talked among themselves, but now it is so blatant. And uh, being Afro American, I don't eh, mixed, whatever, um, uh, person of color should not have to tolerate that word. I know I would pray that that word would just go away, but I I'm sure the word is going to be around uh, from now till eternity, and there's nothing we can do about it. But socially, I think if everyone comes together and that word cannot be used publicly, and one who uses that word should be reprimanded by some means. And I would love to hear um, what you think of it. If you would, please hit the comment uh, button of this video and share your thoughts. Maybe I'm old fashioned. Maybe you feel another way. But whatever your opinion is, I would love to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video. And thank you so much for listening. Until next time, bye.